She's back at it again with the Adidas UltraBOOST line, because we've been here before. I've been here before, right here with this original Ivy Park Beyonce collaboration with the UltraBOOST line, with the classic silhouette that is the UltraBOOST. But there's so many questions that are coming out of today's video. We've got the UltraBOOST 5.0 kicking around. They're calling these UltraBOOST OG. There's the UltraBOOST 2021 also out there as well, and there's just a ton of stuff going on at the Adidas UltraBOOST line. But these guys in particular, they're making me break a rule that I never like to break, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to break this one particular rule because this shoe is worth it. This shoe's definitely got a lot going on. So with all that, there's tons of things to look at. There's details, there's hits in the branding, there's the materials, there's every piece of this shoe that's worth a look at, even on the insole. So we're going to do that and take a close-up look at the upcoming release of the Adidas UltraBOOST OG Ivy Park. This is the Tokyo Bada 23 Sneaker channel. Tokyo Bada 23 Sneaker channel des.毎日アップするので、毎日見てください. And every single day from Tokyo, Japan, I bring content about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news, and sneaker reviews. And like I said, we've already been here before with a very beautiful, can we say, maroon and orange pair of UltraBOOST. It was the first kind of rollout from Beyonce's collaboration with the UltraBOOST line. She's done quite a lot since then with Adidas. But those guys there, it was one of those videos for me that just got hot really, really fast. And a ton of people were checking that out, and I appreciated it. But I think people were expecting me to have the shoe in hand and were disappointed that I didn't. And that's not what happens at my channel. My channel's not about getting shoes 2 weeks before the drop date. If I could do that every single day, man alive, would I be a wealthy man. But that's not going to happen. But I still do like to take you through piece by piece on the shoes, especially if people out there are trying to think about getting their hands on things. And it helps to have someone like me give you a detailed look at these things. I'm going to do that today and show you everything I can about these shoes. And we'll talk a little bit about that UltraBOOST 5.0 2021 and OG that's all wrapping it up right now, in the sneaker world. So first things first, we'll get into the shoe, and I'm going to tell you why I'm breaking a rule. And that rule is I don't like gum soles that don't fit the rest of the shoe. So if we have a look at the shoe here, in some, I don't know what we're looking at, maybe the angle front on or the lateral side or something. I like it when the gum sole fits the shoe, and it was actually an UltraBOOST that really did this well. Hopefully I'll be able to dig out a picture of it. I think it was a 2020, it might have been a 2019, but you know what, it was a 2019, and it was when Toy Story 4 came out, and it was the Woodies, and the upper on that was white and brown and dark brown, some hits of red and black maybe, but then when you got onto the gum sole on the outside, it looked great in comparison to the rest of the shoe. It really fit, the colours of the shoe really fit well together. And then you come forward to today's shoe, and I just can't see anything other than a black outsole or a white outsole in such a white shoe. But it works. It goes against everything, all of my principles on gum soles. I usually would not like them, but in this case, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just a little darker and that makes it work for me, or maybe it's because it's Beyonce, or maybe it's because it's UltraBOOST, and I just love the UltraBOOST line, especially in this silhouette. Now, to give anyone out there who doesn't know, a little quick history lesson, there have been 7 variants of the UltraBOOST so far, and the first 4 variants basically look like this shoe. The cage on the side, the heel cup, the prime knit materials on the upper, and then when they got to the 5th variant, they changed it over to the UltraBOOST 2019, and it was a huge shift away from what this shoe looks like. And they've done 3 of those so far, with the most recent one being the UltraBOOST 2021, and they're kind of similar, those 3 shoes. But in recent times, we've been seeing some UltraBOOST 5.0s coming out, which is kind of like rewinding and erasing. It's a bit like Dallas. I wonder if anyone out there remembers Dallas, when they erased an entire season of Dallas and put it down to a dream. They called the entire season a dream, and it's a bit like that. We dreamt about the 2019, 2020 and 2021 UltraBOOST. Let's just erase them and go right back to the original lineage of the 5.0s. Now those 5.0s are all to do with the Parlay line, and Parlay and Adidas UltraBOOST getting it together, or Adidas anything really. It's all about recycling plastic materials, turning them into threads and fabrics and putting them into shoes so that we're saving the earth. Parlay for the oceans, they call that. And that's the big thing I think about the UltraBOOST 5.0, is it's inside, it says something like ultra something, it's prime but not knits, like Prime Ocean or Prime Water or something like that, Prime Cool or something on the inside, on the insole of those 5.0s, whereas 1.0 through 4.0 it says UltraBOOST, different fonts when you get into the later shoes. So you know, this shoe here, they're calling it the UltraBOOST OG, and we'll jump to another thing on the shoe. We've had a look at the gum sole on the outside, and I've said, you know, got into why that's me breaking a rule and I like it, but we'll flip it around and have a look at the insole on these guys, because the insole is often one of the few places you get to tell the difference between UltraBOOST shoes because of the font in there or the design, things like that. But these guys have gone ahead and totally mashed up that insole, and there's no hints there to tell us whether or not this is an UltraBOOST 1.0, an UltraBOOST OG, an UltraBOOST 5.0, but they're calling it the OG, so we'll just trust their judgment and know that is exactly what they're talking about. Now we're going to flip back quickly to those OG Ivy Park maroon ones that I was talking about before, especially the back end of them. They came with a very big, long heel tab that hung out the back, and I think it said Ivy Park on it, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't see that on these guys, but what I do see on the heel at the back of these guys is that extra bit of lacing wrapping it around to create a sort of pull tab on the back of the shoe, which you wouldn't normally see on UltraBOOSTs of any kind, you know, any of the 1.0 through 4.0 silhouettes. So that's an extra little detail on there, and those laces are also an extra little detail when you get to the front of the shoe. So hopefully we can zoom in on that and have a look at the front of the shoe and see the laces on there. They look a bit speckled, but then when you get closer to it, it's a bit more structure to it and design. It's not just a random speckle, but actually sort of diamond shapes within the laces on that, white laces with the speckle running through them. So a neat little feature. And then two neat little features down the lateral side. One is a sort of total feature where you've got that cage with the three-stripe branding, which runs into the heel cup on the back of these, and there's just a touch, just a hint of translucence about this on that triple white upper, but it feels like the cage has got a little bit of translucence going on in there. And then as you travel back to that heel cup on the back of these guys, which is very iconic, dropped after the UltraBOOST 4.0 line, and usually what you'd see on there is the words UltraBOOST, but in the case of today's shoe you've got the words Ivy Park, and this is one of those points of interest when it comes to designing shoes, because they could go with contrast, say black writing on a white background, or they could go with what they've gone with today, which is complementing white writing on a white background, but it still says Ivy Park on there, which is very cool. And then those laces, as I should have mentioned before as well when we were up on the laces, there's a sort of interesting lace lock system going on up there, where they've got one of those sort of toggles, I think we'll call it a toggle, where you can just, you know, pull the laces tight, which is not the normal way with UltraBOOST. Usually UltraBOOST would be tied with a standard sort of lacing system. And I guess the last thing to do would be to look at the upper then, since we're so close to it, and just have a look at the prime knit on there. One of my all-time favorite shoes, the UltraBOOST line, especially 1.0 through 4.0. I've got some really great UltraBOOST down there. I've got some triple blacks and trace cargos, which I still rock. I've worn the Continental rubber through on my UltraBOOST. I love to wear them so much. Great shoe, extremely comfortable. And if you're not, like, you know, at all up to speed with Adidas and Adidas UltraBOOST, but you're here because of Beyonce, trust me, at least go into a shop and try them on, because they are insanely comfortable. It's like walking on marshmallows. The UltraBOOST midsole is one of the most comfortable things in the world, and I totally recommend anyone get them on your feet and feel what it feels like to have these guys rocking. So that's my look today. This upcoming release, I think I'm right in saying it's February the 20th. This video will probably drop on like February 13th or 12th, 13th, so a week before the drop date, and that's round about where I want to be, a week to 10 days before the drop date, to give you guys some hints about what's coming down the line. So hopefully that's been informative for you guys today, and hopefully enjoyed it enough to come back again. And you know, it's very easy to come back again at this channel because I do this every single day, and you know what that means? That means you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.